Alright Vapors, Everyday Vaper here again with a hardware review of this little beauty. This is the Goblin Mini version 2 from UD. I bought this from the Yorkshire Vaper. You can get that at yorkshirevapor.co.uk. Costs £29. So what's the difference is? Well, big one, top filling. So what we'll do, have a look at it close up, and then we shall come up, talk a little bit more about its technical specifications and its pros and cons. So the Goblin Mini V2 comes in this little cardboard box, Goblin V2 or Goblin Mini V2 written on it with the UD logo in the top there. We have an authenticity check there and also a QR code. And that's it for the box. So let's open it up. Nothing on the back really, just some of the recycling and a barcode. And we have first of all our little instruction. There's a few of the specifications. So it's top filling, a double pendulum airing, ceramic single coil adapter, drip tip and chimney with rifling line, much bigger build deck, a full stainless steel 304 body and heat resistance Pyrex tank, 4mm juice feeding channels. The height is 28.6 millimeters and it excludes the drip tip and a 510 thread, and the diameter is 22 mils. Juice capacity is 3 mils. And then we have the composition there and also the user instructions of how to fill it. But we're going to go through that now anyway. So what else do we have? Okay, before we look at the tank, we have a glass drip tip. This comes with its own little adapter. We have a bag of spares as usual. In the bag of spares you get the ceramic single coil adapter. It closes off one of the air holes for you. You've also got a spare screw and lots of other O-rings, etc. in there. Then we have a spare Pyrex glass with, well, that one's broken, so that's not so spare. Oh well, never mind. Luckily I've got one on the tank. And we also have this, the little heatsink adapter. And this is what you put your glass drip tip in if you want to use it. And then here is our Goblin Mini itself. So as you can see, the Goblin Mini is quite a small little device. It looks very well engineered. And you have there written on the chimney Goblin Mini V2 and then the UD logo on the other side. We have a brass positive pin and it has a number on there as well, and this is the airflow here. So these two tiny little adjusters here on either side move the airflow around, and they're marked on the bottom minimum and maximum. So we want our airflow open max. Well, I do anyway. And there is our top section, and we can take this off, the drip tip off. Now the top filling part, you have to be quite careful. What I found is when you move it, you can sometimes do, as I've done there, undo the chimney. So you've got to be very delicate with it to get it off correctly, which is not playing today. So that's one little issue I have found with this top filling, is it is on there quite tight on this section here. There we go, we got it. So there we go, it's got a little piece of insulation there. Also what we've got here is our top filling section, and the chimney is attached to it. So we can't actually remove the chimney from that section there. And then we have an O-ring there just to seal the glass on. And here is our bottom section with the glass taken off. And there is the build deck. So we can take off this chimney bit, and this is quite tight as well. A little bit janky I've found this to be. It doesn't move as smoothly as I'd like. Just needs a bit wearing in. So two big airflow channels there. 4 massive juice channels for a very small deck. And then we have 4 posts. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a build in it and then rebuild it, and I'm going to show you how I wick it. So I put a little build in there. I was aiming for 0.3, I got 0.29, so that will do for me. As you can see, I've wicked it as well. I'm using cotton candy for this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to put on the chimney first. We're going to just prop up these, and we're going to put our chimney over the top. Being anal, I like to have the words the right way up. I'm just going to feed that in there. Here we go. All the way down and do it up. You see what I mean by a little bit janky? It's difficult to get it to sit right. There we go. Okay, now we're going to trim off this wicking and just cut it above the height of the chimney, like so. Just trim that bit off there. Perfect. So there we go, all trimmed off, and then we're just going to put it down. So I'm just going to use this tool here, and we're just going to pop it down inside the chimney, like so. So evenly spacing it throughout, so it still remains nice and fluffy. Like so. And then we're going to get one of these prongs and just push it down into the actual juice well, just once either side, like that, and that's it. So we're just going to prime it, get a bit of juice on that wick. Like so. Put the rest together, so glass goes on. Top chimney section, make sure the O-ring stays in. There we go, dead simple. Then we can fill it. Filling is so easy with this. Massive juice filling ports. Easy. Top section goes on. Just screw it on. And then the drip tip. And that is it. That is our Goblin Mini V2, wicked, coiled and wicked, ready to go. So what we're going to do is just talk about its technical specifications. Oh, I better show you this bit first, don't I? Take out this drip tip, put in this section. As you can see, it's quite tight. There we go. And then there is our glass drip tip. I prefer this one actually. Okay, let's talk about technical specifications a bit, pros and cons. So there you go, Goblin Mini V2 up close. So let's just talk a little bit about its technical specifications. Okay, it's a 3mm ATI, so you can fill 3 mils of liquid in it. You can get it either black or steel. As we said down below, its diameter is 22 mils, so it sits on any 22mm ATI, no problem whatsoever. And it's constructed out of stainless steel, 304 stainless steel, and it's got heat resistance Pyrex as well. So what other improvements? Well, they've made the build deck bigger on it as well as the top filling. And it's a really good little vape. Really nice. What else can we say about it? Okay, well, let's just look at some of the little issues that I've got with it. They're only little, but we have to point out they're good as well as the bad, don't we? Okay, so first of all, the airflow changer, it's very, very tight, and it's also very low. So it's quite difficult to change, even on a mod like this, which is sits flush with it. I've been using this on the Relu RX200 as well, and because that's recessed, it's quite difficult to change it. So if you're interested in changing your airflow, I don't change it about too much. It makes it a little bit fiddly. Other things as well, taking off this top section for filling can be a little bit awkward. As we showed you earlier on, sometimes it moves the whole chimney section, which isn't ideal because it means you're going to get a lot of liquid going down inside that chamber and then flooding. But I expect it will loosen up over time, and you can obviously lube it with a bit of juice as well. Okay, coil wise, I tried playing around with some 3mm coils, a little bit too big for this. The 2.5 I reckon is ideal for it. As you saw in the close-up, I've got about 0.3 ohm build on there. It's 8 wraps either side of 24 gauge Canthal, around a 2mm bit, and that works just fine in here. Wicking as well, you've got to get your wicking pretty right with this, otherwise you're either going to get lots of dry hits or lots of flooding. But if you follow that method and just tinker around with it, then you should get that spot on. That's it for cons. Can't think of any more cons. Pros, it's a really good vape, very, very tasty. Because the airflow is a little bit tighter, because you've only got that small amount of airflow gap there. So it's not as airy as some of your RTAs, but it means you can build quite low and not have to put too many watts into it. So I'm running this at the moment at 40 watts on a 0.3 ohm build, and it's a great vape. Lots of taste from it, and also it's not a juice burner either. It doesn't burn the juice too quickly. Obviously, it depends how quickly you're vaping it. But it's a good, tasty, easy to use RTA, and the top filling makes it ideal as well. Nice and easy to build on, fairly easy to wick. Airflow's a little bit tight on it. But yeah, UD Goblin Mini. Nice little RTA. Well worth it, £29.99 from theyorkshirevapor.co.uk. Well worth checking that out. Also, don't forget to check out his other stuff as well. So yeah, good little RTA. Check it out.